Hi, I'm Steve Pizzackley. Welcome to Echo's Messages, where we find out for you how your potential new real estate agent performs. We do this by asking the buyer or seller that they worked for previously various questions on how they performed their duties, so you can make an informed decision on the agent. Just for your peace of mind, we are independent of any real estate organization. Good luck in your future real estate endeavors. I'm speaking to Denise Coghill, who was the seller in a transaction with Karl Osswald. Just a few questions for you, Denise. How did you come to use Karl Osswald's services?
Well, a few years ago, we had a unit that my mother owned. We had it valued and we had our house valued because Remax had advertised that they'd come and value your house. Properties were changing all the time in value. Karl came over. That's how we first met him. And then when my mother died and we sold the first of her property, I'd liked the way Remax operated, so I just contacted them, and Karl was the one who we were dealing with.
Why did you choose Karl Osswald?
Well, just because I had met him that time, and I didn't know whether Victoria or Karl would come that first time, but it was Karl, and I was really happy with how he dealt with things, so I felt really comfortable with him, and he seemed to be really professional and polite and easy to talk to. I was happy how he operated.
Tell me about the experience with Karl and give me an example of how he operated.
Well, he was always polite, professional. He was always reliable. He'd tell you he'd turn up at a certain time and he would. He always kept me informed of what was happening. After open homes, he'd always ring me and tell me what the response had been. So I always felt as though I was being consulted all along the way.
Were you happy with the price Karl got you and why?
Well, I always think, you always wonder whether you could have got more, whether if you held out longer you would have got another buyer. But in this last case, I sort of felt as though I had to take his advice, and we decided to accept first offer. Oh, well, not the first offer. The people did come back later with a bit more. But, I mean, you always think, could I have got more? But it's a bit of a gamble, isn't it? Whether you accept that offer and then hope someone else will come along. But I'm happy now. In hindsight, I think we did the right thing. So it was a bit difficult in our case because my brother and my sister were involved. So the three of us were selling the property together. So it wasn't just up to me. It was my brother and sister's opinions had to count as well. So
I guess that leads me on to my next question. What did this allow you to achieve by selling the property and getting the price that you were happy with?
We sold the property within a week, which was really good. And I think we got a really fair price for it. So it enables us to split the money three ways between my brother and my sister and myself and move on. I mean, I've had experience before with properties that go on for months and months and it gets very depressing and just sort of pulls you down. But this was great. We had a few people through on the first open house, and this one couple then made an offer the next week. So I was really pleased with that.
Would you recommend Karl Osswald to your family or friends, and why?
Yes, I would. I think he's really honest and he tries hard. He's just very easy to deal with, I think. Doesn't muck you around or try and play games, or reliable, professional, and I think he gets the job done.
And just one last question. Was there a wow moment in the whole transaction with Karl where you thought, wow, that was a great experience?
Well, I was surprised to get an offer the first week. You know, usually things take a bit longer than that. It was a surprise. And then when we were trying to decide whether to take their second offer or not, I was happy to take his advice. He was reliable, and I think he had our best interest at heart.
If you would like to get in contact with Karl Osswald, please phone 0407 836 508 or email him, Karl with a K at Osswald, OSSWALD at remax.com.au.